Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever heard someone say, imagine what we could do if we used the other 90% of our brain? It's a super popular idea, featured in movies and conversations for decades. The thought of unlocking some hidden superpower by tapping into our unused brain power is pretty exciting, right? But here's the thing. What if I told you that this entire concept is one of the biggest myths in popular science? That's right, the 10% brain myth is completely false, and today we're going to dive into why. Let's start with the basics. Where did this idea even come from? It's a bit of a mystery, but some trace it back to the early 20th century, possibly from a misinterpretation of a psychologist's work or even from a self-help book's preface. It was a catchy line that stuck. The idea was simple and appealing. We all have this vast untapped potential just waiting to be unleashed. But modern neuroscience paints a very, very different picture. So how do we know we use more than 10%? Well, thanks to amazing technology like fMRI and PET scans, scientists can watch our brains in action. And what do they see? Even when you're just resting and doing nothing, your brain is buzzing with activity. It's like a city that never sleeps. Different parts are constantly working to manage your breathing, your heartbeat, your memories, and your emotions. There's no dark or silent 90% just sitting there. In fact, over a 24-hour period, you use pretty much every single part of your brain. Think about making a simple cup of coffee. Your frontal lobe is planning the steps. Your occipital lobe is processing what you see, the coffee maker, the mug. Your cerebellum is coordinating your movements as you pour the water. Your temporal lobe is processing the sound of the machine brewing, all at once. If we only used 10% of our brain, simple daily tasks would be impossible. Our brains are incredibly efficient, but they're not lazy. Evolution also gives us a big clue. The brain is a very resource-intensive organ. It makes up only about 2% of our body weight, but it consumes a whopping 20% of our oxygen and calories. From an evolutionary standpoint, it would make zero sense for nature to develop such a costly organ if 90% of it was useless. It would be like buying a supercomputer just to use the calculator. Evolution is all about efficiency, and a mostly unused brain is the opposite of that. Furthermore, look at what happens when the brain is damaged. If 90% of our brain was just spare parts, then an injury to many areas shouldn't have much effect. But we know that's not true. Even very small amounts of brain damage from a stroke or an accident can have devastating consequences, affecting speech, movement, memory, or personality. This shows that every part of our brain has a specific and important function. There are no non-essential areas. So, while we might not have hidden telekinetic powers waiting to be unlocked, the truth is actually far more amazing. You are already using 100% of your incredible, complex, and powerful brain. The real potential lies not in unlocking unused parts, but in learning how to use the whole thing more effectively through practice, learning new skills, and challenging yourself. Your brain is capable of incredible growth and change throughout your life, a concept known as neuroplasticity. So the next time you hear the 10% myth, you'll know the real story. The human brain is a marvel of biology, working hard for you every second of every day. What are some other myths you'd like me to explore? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.